game number 3. This might just be the last game if Blacklist International wins, but if NXPE wins, we're going to game 4. Smart Picks and Bans is, of course, brought to you by Smart. Experience the power of Smart 5G in over 4,900 sites nationwide. Switch now to experience the difference. Visit smart.com.ph/MNP to learn more. Hashtag muling lumakad matatag and hashtag Sibol powered by Smart ang ating official hashtags para sa Sibol 2022 National Team Selection. Estes at Valentina muli ang ating first bans of game number 3.
Di ako masusurpresa kung parehas lang ang mga bans makita natin. Siguro mga konting adjustment lang on the side of next play Evos in terms of what they are willing to ban out. Baka magpapalusot sila ng isang hero dito ni Oh My Venus. If not, they can still go for the Estes, Rafaela, Matilda, then palitan na lang nila yung order of ano yung pwede nila piliin. Maybe they won't first pick the Lolita, baka iba yung pwede i-prioritize ng next play Evos.
And the Lolita was definitely a good pick for next play Evos, but I feel like they did not expect that biggie pick coming in from Blacklist International after even banning out a lot of the heroes coming in from the kit or the hero pool rather of John Mar Villaluna or Oh My Venus. Tingnan natin kung ano nga ba ang third ban anong next play Evos dito, kung tama nga ba ang iyong hinala na magpapalusot sila ng isang hero para yun na lang ang gamitin, because Matilda still open. Matilda ang kanilang third ban ng game number
2. Just waiting on the ban here. I think pinapag-isipan ng next play Evos na okay, what if Estes and Rafaela is enough? We can open the Matilda, just ban out something else. Baka tanggalin nila Paquito or pick up the Paquito first off. But they decide to respect the Fovius na nilaro ni Dominic kanina. Hirapan doon si Renje in that matchup with Showers the Fovius, and of course, the response then of Dominic sa mga skirmishes at teamfights ang nangyari sa mapa.
Yeah, definitely. And now that they took out the Fovius, nakaamoy ang Blacklist International. Most likely Donut will be playing that 1-1. And we have seen 1-1 respect bans talagang ginagawa yan against Donut, against NXPE. And expect na nila siguro ito ng next play Evos. And alam naman natin na hindi lang naman 1-1 ang kayang laruin ng gold laner ng next play Evos. Pero indeed, this is a comfort pick para sa side ng NXPE and a great ban for the side of Blacklist International. Now, next play Evos, they have the priority pick once again. They could take the Lolita once more if they want to. Pwede rin naman nilang kunin ang Sicilian agad ni Yeli Hayes. Marami silang option para sa ating first pick.
Yep. Pwede rin sila mag-first pick Glue kung gusto nila. Hindi pa sila nagpapakita ng Glue, but binuksan nila ang Matilda dahil gusto din nila piliin bilang first pick. So, Blacklist International, bukas din para sa kanila ang Paquito if they want to run that back. They can also play the Esmeralda, which can go into the Explain, and of course, going up against the Matilda. Masayang buhay ng isang Esmeralda with all the shields that you'll be able to steal. But then, so many of the classic Blacklist International picks are open. You have YSS available. Edith, not a classic pick, but one of the newer ones for Haji. Bukas din. You can also pick up the Paquito now. Lot of options for Blacklist International on the board.
Yeah, and they could even pick up the Lolita for themselves if they don't want to reveal something new. The Eve was left open. Kanina, nung game number 2, Eve ang third ban ng ang Blacklist International. Pero ngayon na-open na sila mismo ang kukuha ng Eve para sa mid lane. At kukunin na rin nila ang Paquito na hindi naman natin alam kung mapupunta pa sa kamay ni Dominic o mapupunta sa kamay ni Wise. Both of them can play the Paquito really well. So this is still a flex pick.
And then tinitignan ko dito for next play Evos if they're willing to pick up either the Yuzong or the Ruby. If they want to secure their gold laner now, they can actually pick up the Brody. Other than the 1-1, yun pa yung isang pick na nakita natin nilaro ni Mario Stan. Again, that is Donut. So those are the options I'm seeing available for them. If ever they can flex the Matilda, hindi nila kailangan igawin yung position 5. They can make it a position 4. They can make it a Ruby tank. And they do pick up the Yuzong. Let's see what the other pick will be.
Abangan natin. Mukhang
Sicilian.
kukunin na nga nila ang Sicilian ni Eli Hayes o ni Mr. Bataanon in the mid lane. And ito Yuzong, one of the best backline dives, especially against an Eve. So this Yuzong ito yung tipo na pag nakita mo yung Eve tas open yung Yuzhong, matic na yan lock in na yan with the Petrify. So there's a lot of backline na access para sa next play Evos. Meron silang Circling Eagle na nanggagaling dito kay Matilda. At meron din silang Black Dragon form and the Furious Dive as well from the Yuzhong. So kailangan mag-ingat ang positioning ng Eve ng Blacklist International. Let's see kung ano ang kanilang magiging final pick for the first picking phase, no? They already have the Pakito, they have an Eve. Di na ako magtataka if they get a Ruby as well. But sabi nila, mamaya na yon, sapak pang sapak. May Aldous na tayo, may Pakito na rin.
Daming suntok dito para sa Blacklist International. I think NXPE are gonna have their eyes set on banning out the Ruby. Ruby makes sense as their position 5 here para mapares mo sa Eve. But in the event na baka si Haji maglalaro ng Eve na to, then iba yung magiging roamer ng Blacklist International. Unless, of course, they can always flex. That's one thing that you have to consider going up against Blacklist. Silikimam and John Marveli Luna can flex things around, change things up. But Blacklist still respecting the possibility of a Lilia getting picked. Pwede din nila ilagay yung Lilia sa gold lane. With the Matilda and Sicilian on board, yes, Lilia gold lane could have been a possibility and could have been problematic for Blacklist International. Of course, with the two main melee heroes that they have.
And gusto ko rin sabihin, itong Lilia gold lane, ang feeling ko one of the highest usage rate ng Lilia gold lane ang next play Evos in the latest season of MPL Philippines. So this actually makes sense out of data. You really have to respect the analysts from both squads dito. Talagang grounded on logic lahat ng ginagawa nila. So shout out of course sa mga coaches and analysts ng next play Evos and Blacklist International. That is Coach Bonchan, Master the Basics, and of course si Idol Zico na nasa next play Evos ngayon. Hopefully things are getting better there. So let's go back to the banning phase. Meron tayong show ban na nanggagaling sa next play Evos. Hindi lang naman si Rene J ang magaling mag-show sa matchup na to. Alam na alam din ng buong mundo na si Haji ay isa sa mga best show in the world.
Yep, definitely true. Of course, next play Evos respecting that. No Ruby ban here. Unless next play Evos wants to ban that on the last. But there will still be options here for Blacklist International for the position 5. I think next play Evos, iniisip nila, tatanggalin ba natin Edith? Tatanggalin ba natin Ruby? Those are the main options here that NXP Evos might be looking at removing, taking their time. Meanwhile, Blacklist International, tinanggal nila yung Lancelot. However, next play Evos, removing the Angela, of course, Angela, Aldous, Angela, Pakito. Kung sino man sasaniban ni Angela sa lineup na to, even though hindi pa kompleto lineup ng Blacklist International, it could have been a really scary pick to go up against. So next play Evos, respecting that one.
Parang nuclear bomb yung Aldous na may Angela, di ba? Parang tatanggapin mo na lang yung kamatayan mo pag ikaw ang tinarget ng contract chase. Fate,
good day.
Will be a gold lane pick for the side of Blacklist International. You're reacting that this is a good take. Bakit nga ba napakaganda ng Brody ngayon sa meta na to?
Yeah, isa sa mga sinabi ko kanina kung pwedeng option ni Donut. I mean, if we're just looking for what heroes na nakita natin nalaro na ni Donut, Brody was one of them. So next play Evos might actually be considering something like the Claude. If they want to, of course, that mobility will help with maybe being able to avoid damage from the Aldous, maybe damage from the Pakito. Isang magandang placement ng BMI. May tool siya na pang takas. Jawhead gets picked up. So, might either be Matilda or Sicilian in the gold lane. Oh, okay. It's a Ling in the jungle. Jawhead might be the roam, or it might actually be a side lane Jawhead. There's still flexibility here. Most likely, the Sicilian will be going into the mid lane. So, tinitignan ko na lang dito saan mapupunta yung Jawhead at saka yung Matilda.
We might be seeing a gold lane Sicilian. Honestly, I feel like this could be a gold lane Sicilian, something that the coaches and the analysts of Next Play Evos might even try out, because it does make sense if you think about it. Sicilian really do rely on a lot of stacks. Kailangan mabilis ng stacks niya. But imagine if the Sicilian could get the items faster. So there's a lot of things that we have to consider looking at Next Play Evos right now. The only thing that's sure here is that the Yuzhong will most likely be going to the XP lane at ang Ling naman ay mapupunta sa jungle. Nabanggit mo ang Edith kanina, and now Edith will be the last pick for Blacklist International. There's a lot of melee damage for Blacklist, no? Pero parang the only ranged damage dealer that they have will be that Edith.
Yeah, and I just have to say, Brody, yeah. I just have to say, like, kudos to Next Play Evos, of course. Aware tayo sa situation nila with them just still not being able to adjust their drafting, adjust to their playstyle to the situation, not giving up, still giving a good fight. Again, it was them who agreed with the League Operations team on how to proceed forward, and nakita natin talaga yung creativity on the side of Next Play Evos in terms of how they're drafting the game, the options that they have available. I'm excited to see who's gonna be going where in terms of where the heroes are gonna be going in the map. Sicilian gold lane, as you mentioned, is a possibility. It might be difficult to get the stacks there. Baka maging maging malaki yung heat map or mainit yung heat map ng gold lane if yung Sicilian mapupunta sa gold lane going up against that Brody. But with the Matilda and the Jawhead roaming around, that might make sense. Sila yung maging post 5 and 4 tas si Yuzhong mapunta sa post 3 in the XP lane.
Yep. Let's see kung saan nga ba mapupunta ang ating mga manlalaro at sa pagpasok natin sa Land of Dawn for game number 3 of NXPE versus Blacklist International. We're heading on to a slight pause here, but are we seeing? Nakita mo ba yon? Nasilip mo ba? H2.
What?
On the lane.
Whoa! What?
Yeah.
What? Really? Hindi ko nakita.
Ako nasilip
I missed it. He back?
H2. Back in the lane.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Whoa.
So, this is good news, of course. We have a match once again, the full roster of NXPE versus Blacklist International. Ito yung inaabangan ng fans. Gumising yung maaga ang mga fans para sa ganitong klaseng matchup. Hopefully, everything is resolved, no? Hopefully, everything is fine and wala na tayong mga nararamdaman na mali sa bootcamp and other stuff like that. Man, this is game, feeling ko nga game number 1 to eh. Para sa akin, this is game number 1. But of course, we have to count the wins of Blacklist International already. They dominated game number 2. They're already at match point. So para sa mga kakarating pa lang, guys, this is already a 2-0 match with Blacklist International taking the lead. 1 penalty point for game number 1 and 1 dominating win in game number 2. Game number 3 is H2's debut game in this series, and we now have a full roster versus full roster matchup. And happy MLBB watching, everyone. Renmar, what is something that you're waiting for? Nung nakita ko yung Ling, parang medyo napailing na ako eh. Tapos sabi ko, baka. Pero nung nakita ko yung screen, parang kahit may pause, hinanap ko kaagad eh. Tapos, yun.
If that's the case, well, kung matagal, like just in any sports scenes, even though like I'm not a Boston Celtics fan, you cannot forget those moments where Larry Bird was taken out of the game, brought back just in time. Paul Pierce back in 2008 or 2009, taken out of the middle of the game, came back just in time, and parang moral booster yun na makita mo yung isang player mo na baka hindi nakapaglaro or for some reason had to stop playing and then coming back. It could be a really big morale boost para sa Next Play Evos and sigurado para sa NXP Evos fans. I'm sure though that H2, hopefully na if he is really playing in this one, which I'm sure he is, if pag nakita mo talaga yung pangalan niya, like of course that's H2, then hopefully he's not forcing himself, and of course he's just looking out for his health. Of course, I'm sure the fans of Next Play Evos are hoping for a an H2 like at the top of his form and in good health. Hopefully that is what we're gonna get, and I'm excited to see the start of this matchup, man. It's good to see. It's good to see.
Good to see. Blacklist International, of course, feeling ko masaya din yung agents because nobody really wants a win against a compromised team. And alam natin ang Blacklist International, they have nothing to prove. They are world champions. But they do not want to parang get wins na parang may masasabi pa yung mga ibang tao na kasi wala si ganito, kasi may ganito, ganyan. And right now, this is a fair match between, not that the other ones are unfair, of course, but this is like the main rosters of both NXP and Blacklist International. And I can't help but to hype this up and be happy about it, considering that this is the match na talagang inaabangan natin na mangyari, na full roster, both squads. So we're just waiting for the pause to be resolved. Nag-aayos lang sila ng mga devices nila sa bootcamp nila, and hopefully this game will be explosive, considering na game number 3 na, one more win for Blacklist International and they will continue in the winners bracket. So para sa mga NXP fans dyan na medyo kinakabahan na kahit matalo po sila sa game number 3, syempre para sa inyo, wag naman sana, may losers bracket pa po tayo, guys. So pwede pang bumawi sa losers bracket ang mga favorite teams nyo if they're coming from the winners bracket. Meron po tayong second lives kapag sa winners bracket ka natalo.
Yeah. Any chance nakita mo ba kung ano yung final lane configurations? Like, were you able to see if the Sicilian was going to the gold lane or not? Hindi ko nakita yung
actually, nag-quick sweep lang ako ng player names. Nakita ko yung pangalan, tapos biglang bumalik na sa atin yung graphic.
Yung hinahanap ko lang talaga sa H2 ba yun? Sa H2 yung mag-link?
Sa H2 ba yun? Ginanong ko lang yun. Kasi may link, men. Pag may nakita kang link sa NXP, parang ang hirap namang hindi isipin na si H2 yung gagamit ng link na yun, di ba? We already know that. But you know what? Let's see it for ourselves once again as we enter game number 3 between NXPE and Blacklist International. Let's go to the land of dawn. It is indeed H2 on that lane and Donut on a gold lane, Sicilian.
Man, you know what? Whatever happened, sobrang masaya lang to na makita na kahit may pinagdaanan, may dinadaanan, na susubukan mo talaga lahat, ibigay lahat sa para sa team mo. At hindi lang to para sa team para sa bansa Again, kung sino mananalo dito at the end of our Sibol 2022 National Team Selection Tournament ay madadagdag sa pool ng Sibol players natin. And you gotta respect, no matter who you support as a team, this kind of dedication. Despite all that you're going through, you're still in the game, man.
Yeah, and right now, Yelly Hayes a little bit low on the HP side. Great aggression coming in from Oh My Venus, and we are looking at a Haji Edith pick na nakita na natin in action yesterday. Really great on this Edith pick. I feel like one of the first few pro players in the country to actually have that Edith in his pocket picks right now in the current meta. Dominic pala ang gagamit, of course, ng ating Akito, but first blood will go to the Sicilian with H2O burning that Tempest of Blades. Next play, Evos na naman ang makakakuha ng first blood.
Let's start here for NXPE, but again, they have to amp up this tempo. Kaya importante na nakuha nila yung first blood. Again, this is an Aldous that they're up against. Not even a late game Aldous, it's an early game Aldous kung nasa kamay ni Wise.
One and only. Yeah, Blacklist looking to end this turtle, pero pressure pabalik dito sa NXP. Retry battle, masesecure ni Wise. Nice ultimate coming in kay Venus. Apple-P siya with the guiding wind. Walang mamamatay in that fight, but the turtle will be going to the hands of Blacklist International.
What is the game so far? Close game. Donut, 2 minutes and 40 seconds in, already has that Clock of Destiny. It's a really, really fast build para sa COD. Already, of course, staying in the gold lane, less gold requirement, mas mabilis siya makaka-build ng items dito. And that means nakaka-maximize talaga siya ng mga last hits doon sa siege minions and just the minions in general sa lane niya.
Yeah, and it is very, let's say, the bat's impact is very useful in terms of last hitting, no? Pero Cadenza overextending near the gold lane. Di na nga tumingin si Brody, pre. Fade away na lang si Owl.
Fade away basic attack from the Brody. Now, Even ball game. Pero malapit pa rin ang goal. Blacklist International. Since nakuha nila yung unang turtle of the game. Of course, they'll have the slight lead. Ureshi versus Dominic here in the XP lane.
Yep, Ureshi regening a little bit of damage there. And that's just the power of the Angel, but this is a 2v4. Parating na rin si Venus. Here comes the contact face fate. Haji, boy pa rin, na slow. Ultimate coming in, real world manipulation. H2O, masasa pa ni Del Rosario. And that is just 2 kills. Look at that, Blacklist International. Mukhang kukuha pa sila ng plating dito sa gold lane.
A quick and punishing rotation and response from Blacklist International. Good attempt by Next Play Evos to get more kills there. But this is why we're seeing Brody as one of the top picks right now in the scene. Yung second skill stun niya talaga, sobrang malaking bagay. And paired up with the great reaction of Haji, Telecamp to get into the playing field. Of course, on my Venus, great timing as well for the real world manipulation. What looked like to be a good chance for NXP looked like a better response for Blacklist.
Apple-Fisher coming in with Circling Eagle, but Eden is just dealing a lot of damage. That's a 1-for-1 in the mid lane. Clutch ultimate, clutch wrath coming in from Haji.
1-for-1 trade. Beautiful setup there para kay Kenneth Castro Cadenza getting that initial ejector toss to open up that 1-for-1 trade for Next Play Evos. Sure, Next Play Evos would have been happier to get out of that na 1-0 imbes na naging trade, but at this point they'll just be happy being able to get kills to keep themselves close into the game. As 5 minutes in, getting close to a 2,000 plus gold lead, getting close to 3,000 ang gold lead dito ng Blacklist International. Enchanted Talisman picked up by Apple-Fisher.
Turtle is already up as well. Blacklist International, 4 people around that turtle. Meron silang na-establish na pressure dito. Pwedeng-pwede nilang gulatin ang NXPE. Now Dominic, makikita si Ureshi, hindi siya man-knock up. And now, Ureshi's really low, and this is really bad for Next Play Evos considering the Blacklist International would want to take this turtle for themselves. H2O looking for a steal here, would go for the pinch boys. Void Crystal slow coming in from Venus. Real world manipulation to zone out all of the members of Next Play Evos, and this is a free turtle coming in for Blacklist International. Another fade away coming in from the Brody, and that's 2 kills, no 3 kills for Owl as they try to take down the mid lane.
Could be another one. Cadenza,
no,
Delgado.
one more. Hindi tatama. Looks like
Flicker.
Flicker in coming in from Venus will finish him off. And now H2 will take a little bit of damage, pero yun na yung trade na lamang naman ng Blacklist International.
4,000 now is the gold lead. NXPE, of course, doing what they can to play safe, but they're just getting surprised by Blacklist International, using and committing flickers to just get setups for their abilities. Tempest of Blades forced out twice!
Finishes off H2, and then Rosario once again with a one-man punch.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Now ahead.
Del Rosario finishing off the kill there on to Salonga. Dominic Delicado, hinahabol dito ni Lagronio.
Yeah, Ureshi in front of 4 people. Delicado, kahit malaking dragon. Here comes the real world manipulation. A lot of damage down, but nice sanguine claws coming in from Donut. Mega kill na naman kay Brody dito. 4-1-3. Owl is dealing so much damage. Blacklist International now ahead by 6,000 gold.
4-1-3 for Lee Howard Gonzalez. Nagwawala na ang Brody ng Blacklist International. Next Play Evos. Nakita mo, sinusubukan nila bagalin onte yung tempo, try to get a little bit more control back. Things are starting to get out of hand. Pero out of nowhere, Blacklist International individually would pull out plays. NXPE, tingnan natin kung makakapag-depensa sila and if they can hold on to get a little bit more control of the game. Hinanap din nila mga possibilities na baka makasplit po si H2 pero dito sa purple. Oh no!
Blue team hero has been
Nahuli pa nga si Apple-Fisher pero si Haji, that's a lot of damage coming in from the bat speeds and the impact. Pero puno na ang kanyang wrath stacks. Nirespeto ito ng Next Play Evos. They're gonna give out the turtle once again to Blacklist International as the lead grows more and more in favor of Blacklist.
Good news here for NXP Evos. Mukhang sumasakit na din talaga ang damage ng Sicilian nila. Donut here is gonna be the X factor at this point in the game. Good minion wave management. Maklear lang yung mga minion waves para paglalaban ng Blacklist International. Mas malapit sa base.
Cadenza with the ejector. Dominic on the backline. Real-world manipulation. Maraming matatamaan pero unang babagsak ang isang miyembro ng Blacklist International. It's a 4-4-1 at ika-cancel ang contract at Chase Fate. Next play, Evos finally getting a 1-4-0 trade.
Castro with the pick-off onto Soto. That ejector to start everything off. And great play there by next play Evos.
Blue team
Being able to
turret
dance
has been
around,
destroyed.
avoid the damage they needed to avoid. A good call there by Wise to cancel the chase fate. Could have been a kill for Ureshi pero delikado na yun, nasa loob na yun ng base.
Cadenza going in for the conceal play, no? Pero medyo na-telegraph agad ng Blacklist International. Now topside H2 going for the split push. Considering na wala pa pala silang Torre na nakukuha, this is really bad for next play Evos. They need to make sure that they alleviate some map pressure by taking turrets.
Owl with the Hunter Strike now. Uy! Blacklist International, concealed play by Haji pero nakita ng next play Evos.
Yep, and purple buff, maaagaw mula sa link. H2, medyo nahila. Nagkaroon ng CC chain at bagsak na nga si Dan Ponsalonga. And now Ureshi going into the back line. Ang dami niyang tinatake na damage. Look at the damage coming in from the Brody. Torn apart memory, nagamit na. Pero si Bata Anon, ang sunod ng Blacklist International. And now 2 people are down for next play Evos. Blacklist, they're looking to push mid lane. Haji goes in with the knock-up combo. Donut delikado at hindi siya makakagante ng return kill even with the Bat's impact landing. Cadenza naghahanap ng play pero wala na siyang damage leader na kasama. Doors sisimulan ng Blacklist International at mukhang makukuha ng lead.
Red team has slain the
Great
Lord.
positioning and timing for Haji. Back-to-back great crowd control pick-offs. Yung dun sa may purple buff ni H2 kung saan niya sinubukan mag-finch poise, tumalon dun sa pader para makalapit siya, para ma-retry niya yung purple buff niya. Haji, nakabantay na, nakita niya, nag-charge up na siya. Nung stun niya, yung knock-up niya, and mid-air or just when he was about to land on the wall, natamaan. Stopping that, knocking up H2, opening up the burst damage and the crowd control chain. Ngayon, Blacklist International nasa gitna, marching with the Lord.
And look at this, the damage coming in from real-world manipulation.
Blue team base
You
turret
gotta
has been
respect that
destroyed.
zone. That's one inhibitor turret down for next play Evos. Mid lane already open, but nice clear
Blue
speed
team
coming in
base
from
turret has been
NXPE,
destroyed.
taking down that Lord. Dalawang inhibitor turret lamang ang nakuha ng Blacklist International, pero napakalaki na po ng ating gold lead. 11,000 ang gold lead ng Blacklist International 11 minutes in, at medyo bad news yun para sa NXPE. Ang tanging iniintay na lamang nila ay ang damage na nanggagaling kay Donut.
Yeah. Now Blacklist have full control of the NXP Evos jungle. Alam nila gaano ka-importante ang purple buff para sa Ling ni H2. 3-man positioning. Now gonna be 4. Pero I think may nakita din si H2. Konting galaw, tignan natin. Here's the conceal play.
Mula kay Haji, naghahanap ng target, na-knock up dito si H2, Tempest of Blades ginamit para makabili ng 14 oras, pero inib-turret muna ang inatake ng Blacklist International. Here comes the torn apart memory, wala siyang mapapatay na isa, pero 5 pa rin ang buhay para sa side ng Blacklist International. Ang place na atang sunod, Ureshi, napaka-low ng kanyang HP, nabalibag dito si Owl, at si Owl matatama ng certificate sa backside, shutdown, manggagaling dito, kaya pulpi siya, pero babagsak din siya with the real-world manipulation, na double kill for Del Rosario. Itatangkol dito ng Blacklist International in Game 3 goes to Blacklist International a sweep against next play Evos.
Victory!
And that is the series